Hi guys, probably by now you all have seen this picture from an FX airgun release not so long ago. It's such a cool looking setup, damn, I'm really jealous of it, so I'm in the hunt creating it for my own. Looking at the picture, in basics it's actually just an Impact M3 that is souped up with some cool accessories from various companies. There's one accessory in particular that probably is the most important one, and that is the new product by Saber Tactical called the TRS Rail. And TRS stands for Top Rail Support, if I'm not mistaken. And as we came to expect from Saber Tactical, very nicely designed, cool looking, quality product, packed full of features. So in this video, we'll go over all the features it has. We'll install it on my Impact M3, look at various combinations with different barrel lengths. So let's get to the tabletop view. So the TRS rail comes in two different sizes. We have one standard size, as you see here, and there is also a compact version, both sharing exactly the same features apart from some small details. For instance, the standard rail has some two holes here, where the compact rail doesn't have them, and it just has the M-lock slot. Now the two holes you see right here is to mount actually a barrel clamp, but this we'll go over in just a second. Now just for video purposes, I'll be using the short rail to point out all its features, as it's easier to swing around on camera. First up, very cool tactical design, and at the back of the TRS rail we see the underestimated and very much needed integrated bubble level, which is very important if you're at the shooting range and you shoot long ranges. The factor of cant becomes very important, as you might know. As you can see written here on the rail, we got 20 MOAs built into the rail that helps you out to reach out to those longer shots and still keep your reticle as close as possible to its optical center. Along the sides of the TRS rail we have some M-lock slots, allowing you to attach a wide variety of accessories, like some balancing weights, which is very important for PRS style shooting to get your rifle nicely in balance, so very cool, and a flashlight and much more, of course. The extended Picatinny rail, compared to the original scope rail, gives you a lot of extra room, especially with the standard one, as you can see right here, to mount that cool new bipod by GRS, or put an inline night vision optic in front of your scope, giving you a lot more real estate to mount those things. Now in the box you also get this little accessory, and that's a Delrin shroud clamp to prevent your shroud from drooping, to minimize or eliminate the point of impact change when you change from moderators. I also heard it already helped some people out getting better accuracy out of their setup. The Delrin mount sits here on the inside, and it can be fixed with the two screws or in the compact rail in one of the M-lock slots, and it clamps on to your barrel, holding it in position and eliminating that barrel droop. The TRS rail at the moment is only available in a black color. You might have seen colored rails in other videos, but those are some custom made ones or some prototypes, I believe. Maybe in the future Saber will make a limited run in different colors, but that's just me guessing, of course. Now the standard rail weighs about 1 lb. I don't know how it translates to kilograms, but that's what I took from the website of Saber Tactical, and it extends 12.5 inches past the action block of the Impact. The compact rail weighs about 11 Oz, and it extends 8 inches from the block of the Impact all the way to the front. But we'll go over different barrel lengths and which ones fit perfectly for which rail and so on. So let's get it installed on my Impact M3 and see how it looks. Right, so I've got my Impact M3 right here. First thing you gotta do is always make sure there are no pellets in the breech. It is not cocked, and it has been put on safe. Safe gun to work on, always very important. Next thing I will do is remove my beautiful Element Optics Nexus right here. Very beautiful scope, very easy with these spur mounts and these quick releases. I can put it right back after we're done. Then to remove the rail, it's maybe easier to quickly put it on a bipod, so I can put it upright for you to see what I'm doing, of course. So we take a set of Allen keys, take a good one, very important so you don't strip any threads. 2.5 millimeter on the back 2 screws you see right here. Just undo them completely. And at the front it's a 4 millimeter. So just like this. Now your TRS rail doesn't come with any screws and you will have to reuse the original ones. So take those two out and the bigger one. Put your original rail to the side. As you can see, just for comparison, I will put a picture up in the screen. The difference in the real estate in the top rail. And then you just take your new rail, put it on just like this. And what I also like is they have made a cutout here at the bottom, which nicely sits on top of your backbone or your base plate, let's say like this. And this already eliminates a little bit of the left to right. There is still a little bit, but we're going to address this in just a second. So you drop in the 2 smaller screws at the back. Make sure the threads start from all of them. Just slightly finger tight and you will see in a minute just why. The reason why is because this rail has to be perfectly in line with your gun, and there is a little bit of play on it, which is normal. The original one also has this, and you want it to be in line as good as possible with the rest of your gun. Of course, you can eyeball it by making sure I'm not bumping anything. You can eyeball it by making sure it sits here in the middle of your backbone plate. But there is also another reason for this, or another method to this, and that's with this barrel clamp. So the next thing I will do is quickly remove my barrel. It's a 3 millimeter. Let's undo the screw right here. Pull out the barrel. Now to install this little barrel clamp, take a 4 millimeter, take those screws out, make sure you don't lose the plastic Delrin washers. I know exactly what I'm made from, I think it's just plastic. This barrel clamp is made from Delrin, it just slots in like this. And you have to align it with the 2 holes you have right there. But if you really want, you can also move it more backwards and have it sitting in one of those M-block slots. But just for the video, and as Saber Tactical has meant it, I'll be installing it just on the 2 screws in front. Put your 2 screws in, just like this. Let me make sure I can find the hole, like so. Tighten it down, not too much, very important. The inner part is just made from Delrin, and if you tighten it too hard down, you can strip out the threads in the Delrin part, and then your Delrin shroud clamp is ruined, of course. Alright, let's quickly remove the bipod, put it back on its side. Now remember, I didn't tighten the screws yet on the TRS rail, and you'll just see in a minute why. And let's first start off with my 700mm, as this is my 22 700mm sniper, with the harmonic barrel shroud retuner, and let's see if this will fit, of course. So slide it in from the front, guide it all the way through, make sure it slots into the Delrin barrel clamp, push it all the way home. And that's it, with the 700mm, with the barrel tuner harmonic shroud installed. Pretty cool, I must say. Now, once your barrel is in and it has been slid through the barrel clamp, the barrel makes sure that everything gets lined up perfectly. And now the rail will also be perfectly in line with your barrel and the backbone of your gun. So now, let's take our Allen key, 4mm, pinch it up like you would do with a normal rail. Oops, dropped one. Tighten up the back one. Like so. And now your rail is perfectly in line with your barrel, which is very important. Otherwise you will find yourself, you will have to put too much turns on your windage in order to get your scope on target. So here you have the standard rail in combination with a 700mm and the harmonic barrel shroud. So now let's pull out this barrel and install a 600mm with the standard rail, so you get an idea of the different configurations. The barrel is out. Let me grab a 600mm with the normal shroud, the original one. As if I would install the harmonic barrel shroud tuner, the tuner will come in contact with the rail, the standard rail that is, and that's not what we want, so you can't mount it. So with this rail, we just slide in the 600mm, gently guide it through the Delrin barrel support, push it all the way home, like this. And as you can see, the 600mm barrel actually creates a really cool look. The only disadvantage is that the 600mm rail falls in just, let's say, about 4 to 5mm into the rail. And therefore Saber Tactical made this little adapter to overcome this. And that just screws on the top right here on your 1.5 U.N.F. threads. Now it's a separate sold item, and if you remove the front part, it gives you again 1.5 U.N.F. threads to mount your favorite moderator, of course. Like this. And this is the 600mm barrel with that little extender on the standard rail, which is pretty cool looking, I find. Now you might wonder, what about that adapter you need when you want to use the 600mm on your barrel shroud? There are two ways you can go about it. One is, or you move your barrel clamp to one of the M-lock slots you have right here, so your barrel clamp sits a little bit more backwards, and you use one of the skinnier moderators like a the Tanto, I mean, which is about exactly the same diameter as your barrel shroud, and that will just sit a little bit inside, which also probably will be a very cool look. Now Saber Tactical knows about this, and in the next batch I have heard they will shorten the rails just a tiny little bit, so there is no need anymore for that little extender. So let me quickly demonstrate what I meant with using a skinny moderator, which could also create a very nice look with the 500mm barrel that I will be demonstrating very soon. So let me quickly remove that barrel shroud clamp. Whoops. Very clumsy today, it seems. Remove this one as well. And now, if you want, you can, I don't know if I can just do it like this, push it backwards, as you can see, till it meets up with one of those holes, and there you can retighten it, of course, if you want, and then you made yourself a little bit of room to use the Tanto that I meant, which has more or less the same diameter as your barrel, And then there is no problem at all using a 600mm with the standard rail, as you can see right here. Now, this is all pretty cool. Let me install the 500mm in combination with the Tanto and see how it looks. Now, I've realized the easiest way to install it is quickly remove the rail again for the 500mm, but that's just only because I'm trying to do things that are not really meant. Something I also have noticed is that the shroud, which originally belongs to my Impact Mark II, is just a tad too long to fit over that valve knob on the M3. So I'll be removing the shroud quickly so I can still demonstrate what I had in mind. Just to demonstrate the purpose, yeah, as you can see, the 500mm, even with the short moderator, will still fall short of the standard rail. So the 500mm is actually to be used with the compact rail, as you see right here. The only thing I can do is make a custom one from this tube, and then probably I can make everything work so it lines up with the front of that. That will be for another video, but that will also be a very cool setup, I think. So let me quickly swap out for the compact rail, see how the 600mm looks and the 500mm in that compact rail. And there we have it, the compact rail with a 500mm barrel. Now this is my shroud. If your valve knob maybe is on line 2 or 3.5, you might get away with it because it's just about there. I don't know how many turns I still need, but together with the Tanto this creates a very nice look as well, I find. Maybe with the 480cc, as this is a 581, the look will even be much cooler, but this is also a very cool setup. So let me remove this barrel again, swap out for a 600mm. So you have the standard, the compact rail, 600mm barrel with the harmonic barrel tuner. Let me quickly just swap it out for 700mm, so you also have seen that look. And there you have it, the compact rail with a 700mm barrel. Where is my original route? And if you can see, you have a massive difference in real estate over the original one. You get about, what is this, 10 centimeters, 2.5 inches extra of real estate at the front to mount that very beautiful GRS bipod or some inline night vision optics. But in my case, I'll be installing the standard rail together with the 700mm, as this is my slug gun in 22 caliber. So I will quickly convert it back with the standard rail and I see you back in the normal view. So guys, that's the TRS rail from Saber Tactical. Let's have a quick recap about the rail. At the back you get that very important bubble level when you reach out to those longer shots, so you can keep an eye on that cant. You get a 20 MOA built into your rail to reach out to those further distances. You have amp slots along both sides of the rail to slot in some of your favorite accessories. You get a lot more room, especially with the standard one in Picatinny, so you can mount yourself that beautiful nice GRS bipod at the front, which I will still have to sort out in order to get it to me to complete my setup, of course. Or you can mount with this extra room some inline night vision optics or whatever. So pretty cool new product by Saber Tactical, the TRS rail. If you're in the market for one of these, I highly recommend checking out Karalis Heatsport. They have all the Saber Tactical gear and many other stuff, of course, as well. I hope you found this video informative, showing you with all the different barrel lengths and different sizes rails, so you can make a better informed decision on which one is perfect for you. I thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, help out the channel, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.